How on earth does one make money during a recession in the stock market? Nah, I don't believe you. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Hey guys, so welcome to today's video. I thought it would be a really good time just to kind of show you some of the perks of the stock market and show you that you can actually make money during a recession. Even though overall economies might be performing badly, there are some treasures in the stock market, and looking at some recent gains, we are up over 76% in the last 4 or 5 months, which is great news. I mean, we're close to doubling our money. So yeah, some really good short-term investing advice coming your way today, and I'm just going to take you through some of the opportunities that I saw, as well as some of the trades that I've actually done. I'm gonna jump right into my brokerage account right now. I hope there's going to be some value for you in this. Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, so we're looking at my eToro brokerage account. Right now at my PC, I have opened it up recently. I think I started the account end of February, beginning of March, and yeah, ever since then, as you can see, we are up 74%, which is nice. I'm pretty stoked about that. And if we're just going to dive into some of the stocks that I was trading, so let's just have a look at my portfolio. Cool, so we can see I did open the account around here in Feb. And then March, you can see we had gains of near 11%. April was really good with 16% over there. May 5%, as well as June and July around about 10% each. And then right now in August, we're sitting at 8.67%. I have still been analyzing company fundamentals. Knowing that lockdowns and quarantines would be easing, I did find a bit more opportunity in companies that would benefit from this. We're going to just go through some of the trades that I have been doing to get to this point so far. So yeah, I did currently open up recent positions on MGM, which is a casino and resort. They do stand to benefit from the economy being reopened in America. As well as Prudential and Truist Financial. This is just the start of my dividend investing portfolio as well. But then we scroll down to a bit more better gains, stuff like Uber nearing 8%, as well as Micron near 8%. iRobot.
What does it mean?
It's a sign of trust. It's a human thing. You wouldn't understand.
Which is actually a vacuum cleaning company. They manufacture vacuum cleaners that are automated. So yeah, they went up 12%, closed my deal with them. And then I think the biggest gainer, which would be CCL, we gained 23% on that trade, which is very nice. Let's just take a quick step back. If you're liking these gains you're seeing right now, and you want to see some of these gains in your portfolio too, well, like for a like, hit that like button. Let's jump right back in. A bit of background behind CCL, which is Carnival Cruise Lines. At that point, the travel industry was hit pretty hard, as well as airliner stocks, cruise stocks. Knowing that when travel resumes in the future, these stocks would bounce back to somewhere near to what they were trading. They did supply one of their vessels as a floating hospital to the New York area, so very good move on their behalf, and the stock market responded generously. So yeah, 23% closed off on that trade over there. So as you can see, Tesla performing really well. Pretty much the majority of the gains are from Tesla, and I do see this company as a long-term hold. I do see a really good future for Tesla, as well as pioneering the EV market, so that's why the position is still open. I will be adding more shares every time it does dip. Tesla is one of my long-term 10-year game plans. Almost 200% gains over there, which is very nice, and Google and Boeing coming in at a close second. I know at a point Boeing was almost at a 200% as well. I just added more shares. If you'd like to see more of me analyzing companies and live trading in my brokerage account. Definitely comment down below one of your favorite stocks that you want me to analyze and go through, or if you're just looking for some extra investing advice, I'm definitely keen to chat back in the comments. I basically opened positions on these stocks because I saw that their price would increase in value. But there is another way to make money in the stock market when prices in stocks go down, and you can still make money on that. How I also did make some money off the stock market during the stock market crash, whilst the S&P 500 was going down, I bought into an ETF which was the inverse of the S&P 500. If that sounded like a whole lot of Greek to you, let me just break it down real quick. S&P 500 tracks 500 companies in the American markets, and that was an overall reflection of the US stock market. So if we look back at the S&P 500, so this is the SPY. This is an ETF that tracks the overall US market. And as you can see, there was a major sell-off that happened just before the end of 2019, around about November, December. And the stock market was doing well until pandemic. So you can see major sell-off. And as you can see, the stock markets are slowly recovering again. But what if I told you there was a way that you could make money whilst the stock market was going down? Now, this is a concept called shorting a stock. I will link a video by Plain Bagel who explains what shorting a stock is in much more detail. As a beginner investor, I would recommend you stay far away from shorting a stock because there is much more risk involved and much more fees involved just holding that contract. But there is something also called an inverse ETF. So what that basically is, it's the exact same as what we're seeing here, the SPY, which tracks the S&P 500. But an inverse ETF would track the complete opposite of what this would do. With that said, SPXU, have a look at that. Let's go into this chart here. So you can see around the same time, November to December of 2019, you can see this ETF actually went up because it inversely represents the S&P 500. So if there was a sell-off in the S&P 500, this stock index goes up. Likewise, when the pandemic hit, the stock went up from roughly $18 to $45 a share. So this is just another way of making money in a stock market crash. It is technically the same concept of shorting a stock without any of the risk involved because you are buying this as an ETF. Awesome, you've made it to the end of the video. Thanks a ton, man. Yeah, I really appreciate all the support on the channel I've got so far. Is very early stages, so a lot more ground to cover, but I do thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. Yeah, today's video was really cool, taking a deep dive into my newest brokerage account with eToro. If you don't have a broker, I do suggest starting with eToro as a beginner. It's very beginner friendly, very user friendly as well. And yeah, it was really a nice perspective looking back 5 months later on my investments. It's nice to see how they have matured and that they really were a wise choice in hindsight. So yeah, thank you so much again, you guys. If you did like the video, consider giving it a thumbs up, hitting that like button down below, and I will see you in next week's video. In the next 2 weeks, I will be launching I will be posting another video detailing my top 3 stock picks for September. If you do want to make sure you see that, consider subscribing as well. I will be looking at companies that I'm looking to invest in personally, so this would expand your horizons on what is out there as well as my decisions of why I'm investing in these companies. So yeah, just learning all around, and I will see you then.